Okay, time to look up porn. Oh, hey guys, what's up? I'm the Tolka Doom here, doing a new video for you guys. And this time, I'm going to be ranting a lot. So, get ready to hear opinions. Dun dun dun. Anyways, I'm just trying to get to my YouTube videos so that I can watch the comments, but go ahead and comment below. Let me know whatever you want to say. I know that someone's already commented. Probably won't read much of the comments while we're live, but if you guys want to make it easy for me, I do have the Q&A up, so you guys can go to the Q&A app and go ahead and go to that instead. Anyways, so I'm doing this video to say that, well, to basically talk about Bionicle Generation 2 and its cancellation. And I should probably start off with saying that I am not surprised by Bionicle Generation 2's cancellation. In fact, as I'm watching the Netflix show, I kind of expected it to be canceled. So that was quite unfortunate. But even with that said, I am disappointed. Like, I am really disappointed by LEGO. To the point where I don't even know if I'll probably get any more LEGO sets, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm not sure what I'm interested in anymore when it comes to these Bionicle sets. What is it? Geno Ill says, hey? Hey, dude. And T-Rex Charlie 176 says, well, I'm early. Better make a witty comment. Poop. Poop is always a witty comment. Anyways, so... yeah, I am just overall very disappointed in LEGO with this. And it's not just the fact that Bionicle has ended is the reason why I'm probably not going to get into LEGO anymore. It's a lot of things. But I'll talk about that in a bit. Anyways, first off, I should probably explain like Bionicle Generation 2 and defend it. Now, a lot of people say that Bionicle Generation 2 wasn't that good to begin with. I will say that I did enjoy Bionicle Generation 2 and the sets. I think I enjoyed the sets mostly because I knew exactly what the character was representing and that the toys were all different between each Toa at least. Like, they had similar traits, but a lot of them were pretty different, and I really enjoyed that. You know, this is a pretty good idea because the first run of the original Toas, while they had their differences, most of them were pretty much the same build. This was a good time to introduce like a different look for each character, especially when you're going back and doing the original characters. That's actually pretty good and impressive. And I think what hurt Bionicle Generation 2 2016 was the leap from being like mostly a Hero Factory-esque build or CCBS, whatever you want to call it, to trying to give it a little bit of complexity to it. And I think that's what hurt it, because when it came to like the original Bionicle, it kind of eased into like the newer build from the 2006 to 2009 setup. Because with the original Bionicles, you had the first builds, which didn't really have elbow articulation or leg articulation, and pretty much relied on a gear system for most of the gimmick. Now with Bionicle, you know, the newer ones, or when it came to like the Rakshis, they introduced like knee articulation, and then with Toametru they introduced elbow articulation, and then the gear system kind of died down to the point where they kind of were more like with articulation and an action feature. So it was kind of more fun and easy to display and stuff like that. And with that said, they weren't all just copies of each set with little differences. Now they started to become like very different between each set. Like the Baraki were all different, and then the Toa Mari, I think, was the first lineup to introduce sets of Toa that was all different between each one, and that was really fun. And then when it came to the later sets, they kind of got more of a consistent look, but they were still different. Like Kina was very different. And I never got that set, but I would really love to get that set. And then we got to Hero Factory, which, you know, in their second season, they introduced a new build, but they very simplified the build because they just brought that in. Like, you don't want to just pretty much explode and go overly complicated on a build that you don't really know about. So I do get it. But, you know, with that said, they kind of ease onto a more complicated build to the point where Breakout had a really nice look for it. And that's actually my favorite. Even though Season 2 was kind of meh, Season 1 for Breakout was fantastic. Now, with that said, with Bionicle Generation 1 or Generation 2, when it came from 2015 to 2016, it just wasn't that good. Because you got the Hero Factory build that they've already eased in, and then they're trying to get to the demands of the Bionicle fan, and then they overcomplicated it, which made it look weird and caused some problems. So now you got fans complaining about that. But the biggest thing that I think Bionicle had that pretty much made it a failure in the eyes of LEGO was its fucking marketing. I'm sorry for the language, but its goddamn marketing is horrible. It's dreadful. With the original Bionicle lore, I knew what the characters were because of the marketing, because of the media. When it came to, like, the character videos, like, for example, let's compare Kopaka's video, like the very first character video that Kopaka had, to the Uniter Kopaka video. And there's a huge difference. Like, with the original one, he pretty much froze an avalanche, and that showed his power. And the video showed his patience and showed what he is as a character. He's pretty much alone in his environment, but he's very calm and collected. With the last character video that he got, it was basically just clips from the Netflix show showing off, oh, he's got, like, the ice powers, and he's got a sword, and, oh, that's fun, right? No, it's not. I mean, it's somewhat enjoyable, but I'm not that invested in the character because all the character videos that you're showing don't really show much of his character. Like, that's what the character video is supposed to do, is to show his character, is to show his environment, is to show exactly what he does. And what was so good about the original Bionicle videos was that there were no lines, no voices. The advantage of the new Bionicle 2016 character videos was that they had the voices for them, but they didn't really use them well. They just copied and pasted, like, the same lines for each Toa. And then when it came to, like, the original ones, they did not have that, but they did such a good job anyways. And maybe that was actually their advantage, was silence was the key. Like, with that silence, they were able to show what the characters do in their actions. Like, even the Toa Metrus, when they're trying to, like, get them to do, like, cooler things in a retro environment, in a city environment, like, they still had a presence to them. They look like saviors, they look like guardians and whatnot, and that was so good. Like, even when the Kopaka Nuba video came out, like, he's skiing down the slope, still that showed him trying to adapt to what he has become. And when he took on the Borak, he took it so easily, and he was so calm about it still. And something fell. I don't know what fell. But there was so much in the marketing of Bionicle. There was music, there was comic books, there was character videos, there were commercials, there were, like, remember in 2008 where they're showing the progress of the story in videos with the Fantoka and Mystica, and it was just so good because you got to see the progression. Even for people who aren't into the comic books can still see the progression, and we got movies out of it. With Bionicle Generation 2, we got stuff, but it wasn't. Sorry, what? All right. Sorry, someone was calling me. I have to be quiet now. But it wasn't, like, no one was invested by it because, I mean, granted, we do know what the characters are for the original Toas, but we didn't really see the original Toas in the videos. We just saw our characters kind of just do things, and that's it. It didn't really show Kopaka's patience. It didn't really show Tahu's hot-headedness. You know, I think the best thing they did for any character in Bionicle Generation 2 was Liwa's interaction with his creature and how quick he was able to just not really gain the trust of his creature, but how quickly he was able to you know, kind of bond with him, kind of make a friendship with him. Like Gali was kind of curious too, so that was kind of cool. But Pohatu, he was just kind of like shoving his scorpion aside, and it was kind of like just a running thing to me, honestly. But with Liwa, that really showed his character in the Netflix show, and I really did enjoy that. That was actually something that I really loved, and I was thinking that finally Lego was doing something right. They were doing something that really just made a good presence. But then they just, huh? Okay. Sorry. But yeah, with Generation 2, you just didn't really get as much of that. So if you're not invested in the character and no one's invested with the character, they don't want the sets, they don't want the toys. And let me tell you this, that's absolute bullshit too. Where are they? I got some of the Lego magazines, like a bunch of these ones. And like, for example, let's look at this one. They actually show exactly what's in the magazine on the first pages. And okay, Lego Bionicle on page 32. They get 4 pages in that. Okay, that's cool. You know, whatever. And then there's another magazine in here. I believe it's. I have another magazine. Okay, here it is. I found it. All right. Here's another Lego magazine for summer 2016. Okay, so that's when the summer sets are coming out, and sometimes they still like to promote the winter sets. And I knocked over Kimu's mask. Okay, Lego Star Wars, Minecraft, Superheroes, Ideas, Ghostbusters, Creator Expert, Technic, Mindstorm, Architecture, Creator, Knights, Ninjago, Angry Birds, City Classics, Friendship, Elves, Minecraft. Minecraft twice in the same, not magazine, but catalog. No mention of Bionicle. Like, Bionicle would only get like 1 or 2 pages throughout most of these magazines, or nothing at all. And I have a bunch of them. They would literally get nothing out of it, which shows to me how much Bionicle doesn't care. I get it, Lego. You have your Lego Dimensions. But it seems to me that with Lego Dimensions, that mostly relies on like some of the pop culture stuff. And they're relying on some of the pop culture stuff. I know I sound like that one video that one guy did. I can't remember his name. But I'll link it down in the description below when I find it. I know where to find it. But I am going to quote him a lot because he definitely brought out pretty much everything that I wanted to say and my complete thoughts. But it's just very disappointing that Lego it really just didn't seem like they gave a shit out of this line that they know has a lot of fans. Like, I get it that it's hard for kids to really get into this when you compare it to, like, Star Wars and Minecraft and stuff like that. But even their sets that are theirs, like, their creative sets, they care more than Bionicle. I don't know about Lego Elves, honestly. I haven't heard much about that. But their Lego Friends lineup, they care more. Their fucking Ninjago series, actually, that series is pretty good. I will give them that. But their Nexo Knights gets more promotional value, actually has a TV show, not just like 4 episodes, and then like the beginning origins thing, but actually has a TV show and all this promotion, like it's on the cover of on a bunch of my magazines. Bionicle doesn't get shit. It's not just that. Even in like flyers like Toys R Us or Walmart, they don't care. They don't get promoted. The only times I actually saw them get promoted was that, oh, we got new Lego sets. That was it. And it was just one small picture of a Bionicle set. That was it. I think I've only seen one sale for a Bionicle set. That is sad. That is really sad. I think it's mainly because Lego kind of saw it kind of fall apart on them. But what really pisses me off about the whole thing is the Makuta set. I know so many people have already brought it up, but the Makuta set is what absolutely pisses me off the most out of this entire thing, to the point where I don't give a shit about Lego anymore. I really don't give a shit about Lego anymore. And also, it's not just the fact that Bionicle's canceled and the Makuta set to where like I'm kind of concluding that maybe I eventually I just won't give a shit about Lego, but the Makuta set pretty much brought me closer to not giving a shit about Lego anymore, and to me thinking that they're just spitting on us. Like with the Michael Bay Transformers, like I've never met Michael Bay, so I can't really say that he doesn't give a shit about Transformers, honestly. But for me with this, it feels like Lego doesn't give a shit about Bionicle fans or Bionicle in general. They are not producing, or likely not producing, the Makuta set. Not only that, but they have the set. They built an actual set for him. It's not just like he was kind of just conjured up, or like in the animation they kind of just did whatever. Like the what's the bad guy from Ninjago when he actually turned into the dragon, and was obviously didn't have like actual Lego parts. They just animated like a evil dragon. They could have done that, but they made an actual set. And that set is on display in their stupid contest, which I hate the contest, by the way, because I don't have enough parts to make a Makuta that I can really be proud of and display it and possibly win the contest. Plus, also, apparently, I'm guessing you would need a good quality camera to really present that Makuta very well. So, I hate photo contests, by the way. I should probably mention that. So, I really do hate this. But they have the Mask of Ultimate Power. They have it as a mold. I get there's a Shapeways kid, okay? I do understand that. But Lego has the mold. They actually have it. Maybe in November we'll see a Lego store exclusive set or a Toys R Us exclusive set. If I see that, I'll be happy. I'll be happy with that. And, you know, because at least I get that. Because this is a main bad guy that's been looming over Bionicle for the longest time. And him being the last set out of the entire series would just be epic. And just a nice send-off. Even if you don't do a Generation 3, that would be a nice send-off. But they're probably not even going to do that. They have the mold, they have the toy, they have the design, they have everything to go for it. But they're not going to do it. Instead, they want you to do it. And it really pisses me off. It really does. Like, it really does. I don't care how immature that sounds. I don't care how childish that sounds. That pisses me off. It pisses me right off. And it's not only that, like I mentioned, it's not only that. The reason why I'm just not into Lego, it's the fact that nothing else interests me. Ninjago is it. As well as Star Wars, but I haven't really bought anything from Star Wars in a long time. I mean, like Marvel DC minifigures, okay, those are cool. And the Lego Dimension stuff, you know, that's all right. But it just seems like they're more relying on like pop culture stuff than anything else. Like Minecraft, for instance. They look like shitty set, but people will buy them because they're Minecraft. Really, like look at the whole lineup. They don't look that good. But as I'm trying to say, I'm just not interested in buying so many Lego sets. Yes, it's piqued my interest, and it will pique other people's interest. But other than that, I don't find myself actually buying the sets. I'm gonna go look at the comments again. So, I am curious what Lego will do after Bionicle, and I hope that it's not just like large builds of Nexo Knight characters, but I think that they really screwed up. I think that they royally screwed up. And what sucks about this that makes it so much worse than the original Bionicle series is because Bionicle was brought back only to end it a year later or 2 years later. And not only that, because of that, and because it's too soon, we had to experience the end of Bionicle with a shitty ending again for a second time. So it's even worse. I don't know how LEGO did it, but the ending that everyone complained about Bionicle, they made it worse. So I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I'll always be interested in Bionicle. Like, you know, my local toy fair has a lot of the sets, and I might get them from there. I might shop online or something like that. But to be dead honest with you, I just, if whatever comes next doesn't pique my interest, then I'm kind of done with LEGO, and I really just don't care. Bring back Hero Factory. I would actually not mind that, honestly. I could see that happening, because they did mention that Hero Factory didn't exactly end. They kind of like they would bring it back at some point, so I could see that happening. But just my personal opinion. This is my personal rant. I am going to say also, guys, don't get so pissed off that I see a lot of these rant videos, and a lot of people are saying that they didn't even like Bionicle Generation 2 to begin with. Which, by the way, if you don't like Bionicle Generation 2, that's fine. But you can't really argue that it didn't bring back the Bionicle community. Like, no matter how much I bitch about Bionicle Generation 2, I respect the shit out of it, because with my videos, they became more relevant in the Bionicle community, and it really brought the spark back to where, you know, I have people watching my videos, and they appreciate my content. I really enjoy that. You guys don't know how much I appreciate you guys watching my content. I really do. I love the fact that I do have fans. In fact, sometimes I go on Facebook and I mention that I'm Told with Doom, and some people get surprised by that. I should also mention that Lumikin and this is actually a funny story. If you guys know who Lumikin is, you guys noticed that I was in his video, his Pohatu versus Pohatu versus Pohatu, which, funny enough, the character that I voiced, spoiler alert, won. And not only that, that was my first Toa. So that's actually kind of funny. But that was actually my first Bionicle set overall. So that's kind of hilarious. But what's funny is we were in a Facebook chat for the longest time, but didn't know that we were each other. I didn't know that he was Lumikin, and he didn't know that I was Ultimate Doom, until I went to that. The Facebook group has a page. Like, that Facebook group chat has a page, and I went to that page, and I noticed that his profile picture was on the banner. So I went to the chat. That's Awesome People Productions, if you guys want to search that up. But I went to the chat, and I asked, is Lumikin here? And he showed up. And I was so surprised. I didn't really want to say right away who I was, in case he didn't know who I was, and I didn't want to sound arrogant. But I did mention that I was told McDoom, and he was like, "Oh my god," or something like that. Maybe not exactly that. Maybe I'm exaggerating. I'm sorry to go off on a rant, but I just thought that was hilarious and something to talk about. But yeah, I really do appreciate you guys watching my content, and I am really thankful. I was going to come on here and say that Bionicle Generation 2, bringing it back, was such a mistake. But really watching the community kind of come back, and even as we're complaining right now, we have a passion for Bionicle. And it's just really awesome. And I don't want to stop making Bionicle videos. Like, I have a bunch of mocks that I want to show off. Yes, I'm trying to work on those type of videos. And just a lot of stuff in general. But I will try and continue making Bionicle content even when Bionicle is gone. And I hope that you guys will stay in touch with Bionicle community. Like, someone actually recently searched up my Beetle review, and they said they're not into Bionicle anymore, but it's great to see this nostalgia from the original story. So we just, you know, even when Bionicle's ended, like, it's always going to stay, you know, something that has become us. something that's become a part of us. And even if Lego doesn't give a shit, it's not just Lego's property. Or it is Lego's property, but it's not just Lego's child. It's kind of like our child. It's not just a part of Lego is what I'm trying to say. It's a part of everyone. I just feel like Lego's not being creative enough and trying to rely too much on whatever pop culture there is and just doesn't give a shit about what's going on. And I do get that they wanted to simplify the story. I do understand that. But at this point, they're simplified and then there's brushed aside and we don't care. And I don't hate stuff as much as everyone else, but there is a point to where I do hate stuff and really am disappointed by this. Just to come back and for it to go again like that, like I just thought we were going to get another year and then I was going to be okay with it. But no, they decided they want to end it right now. And I blame the marketing and promotion. And the stupid contest, by the way, is stupid. I don't like it. If you guys watch Chatting with Chums, they mentioned that someone entered their Fire Lord set as one of the mocks of Makuta, and that was hilarious. And then they were going to do something with Witch Doctor. That was funny. But, again, I am just madly disappointed. I know this video is not going to change much, but it's my opinion, and I wanted to say it. I wanted to get the word out. And as I was trying to say, like, don't get too caught up on people saying if they don't like Bionicle Generation 2. Because I saw so much argument over Bionicle Generation 2 and how good or bad it is. And really, our community shouldn't really be that. If you don't like Bionicle Generation 2, that's fine. If you do, you know, that's fine too. Everyone has their own different opinions. No one's an asshole for not liking Bionicle Generation 2. I mean, Jesus Christ. Like so many people act like children because Larnu doesn't like Bionicle Generation 2 as much as some other people. I'm not going to name names, but I've noticed that, and Jesus Christ, like, calm down. I do get that you're passionate about it, but seriously, no one's an asshole for not liking Bionicle Generation 2, all right? I used to pick fights with people, and now I just don't because, well, that's their opinion, and it's not mine, and really, I don't need to change their opinion. Their opinion is their opinion. I personally like Bionicle Generation 2, mostly because the sets that they brought out, I knew what character they were trying to represent. It's kind of sad that the actual toys presented the character better than the actual media and movies and stuff. But yeah, once again, I'm really disappointed. I think that if they're going to do a Generation 3, then they really need to think things over. And not just be like, pretty much not be like this. They need to think some things over. Even as they continue on with their own properties and other properties like Star Wars and stuff like that, they really need to think things over after this. Because they've hit a lot of series, a lot of lineups that kind of hit the dirt, and they really need to figure out their own stuff. And I'm probably going to get more of those Mega Bloks Halo sets now after this, and Transformers. Even though Mega Bloks Halo is an actual property, and I said that I'm not so much into the Lego properties. One, I actually like Halo, and two, the difference between Lego and Mega Bloks is Lego seems to get worse because of their properties. Like, they have some pretty good sets, but a lot of them, I don't know. But with Mega Bloks, they got a lot better when they got their own property stuff. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain, but just my personal opinions. You know, nothing to get mad about. If you guys don't agree with me, don't agree with me. But, you know, don't call anyone an asshole because you disagree with them. Everyone has their own opinions, and I hope that you guys can respect everyone's opinions. I'm going to read the last comment of the day for right now. I think Bionicle's ending is Solic's fault. I would not be surprised. Folisk says, I'm not a subscriber, and I have no idea why I'm here for. Well, okay. Anyways, that is pretty much it. I thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. I know it's fun doing it. And go ahead, make your own video on the ranting about Bionicle. You know, you guys have the power to. Just note that it's probably not going to change anything. You know, I mean, we could be like Bionicle, bring back Bionicle, hashtag bring back Bionicle, but really it's the market and how they want to do it. You know, pretty much us saying bring back Bionicle is kind of what started Generation 2, and then Generation 2 got a lot of complaints, so I don't know. Anyways, that's pretty much it. I thank you guys for watching. Once again, please like, comment, share, subscribe, all the fun dudes, and I'll see you guys next time. I don't know how to end this. I'm trying to think of a fun way to end this, but I can't. I'm gonna go eat some cheesecake.